What's going on? We're back with the Boxing Clinic once again. Shout out to everybody on that grind. Talk about why I don't really care to do interviews with boxers. For one, a lot of them, when you start doing interviews with boxers, you start to get biased because they give you an opportunity to interview, and you form a relationship with them, and sometimes you become biased, as we've seen with some reporters or interviewers on YouTube and in the media. You started to get attached. You were like, oh, he's a nice guy, this and that, and you start seeing certain interviewers and other boxing channels, start to become very, very biased. Once those interviews start going on, they start becoming a fanboy of the fighter, and that's kind of like a natural cause. I used to do interviews, with my homie Big Cool over at Colossal Boxing Talk. It was cool, but I just don't really care for them. And then some of the questions, they don't want to answer. They beat around the bush. A lot of these guys are, sometimes this is like pointless, man, if you can't ask the questions that you want to ask, and, sometimes you get a bunch of bogus answers and stuff of that nature. And, it really depend on, who I would be interviewing and how bad would I want the interview. And that's not really bad. I just don't base my channel on interviews, and that's not an issue, man. I love Vilified Media. I love all the guys that do interviews. They get that exclusive content that the major media outlets don't get. The interviews are beautiful, but you have, channels that exclusively do stuff like that. Have channels like me. My channel is definitely different from a lot of other channels that what they do. For me, it's like this is more of a informative channel, and I do the news reporting. I do the fight breakdowns. The only thing I don't do is really the interviews, and it's not that really won't be an issue for me. I could get them, but for what? I don't really care to get them. I don't really care to waste my. I'm not gonna say waste my time, but putting time in and trying to get the interview, then having a window for the interview, getting my questions lined up. With everybody else doing interviews, I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up getting a question I won't answer, But, is there other questions I would like to ask certain boxers and fighters and trainers? Yeah, certain ones I would like to answer, but, I just don't see it. That's not my place in this YouTube shit. Eventually it could be something that'd be added on to the channel if it's demanded, but right now we just kicking that real trail boxing shit, man. I'm not saying that who does interviews are biased or this and that, but a lot of the guys that end up doing the interview and forming a relationship with the fighters and having them on consistently they cloud their vision. They can't be, they can't give you a straight answer all the time or a straight prediction. Now it's biased. Now you rubbing shoulders with Sean Porter, you rubbing shoulders with Errol Spence, you doing this and that with Keith Thurman or Deontay Wilder, and then you're like, man, this brother gave me an opportunity. I really want to see him to win and this and that. Where I come in at, a lot of channels don't do fight predictions no more. I'm one of the few channels that I really see consistently doing. And if I become cool with Sean Porter, and I'm like, shit, he gonna whoop Danny, man. He gave me opportunity. He sent me shirts. They real cool. It's hard to really, separate that business from pleasure right there. And I want to be able to stay strictly non-biased. And I think if I start getting those interviews, I still might, I might stray over to the dark side a little bit. So right now, it's just, won't be other interviews, man. Won't be none. Unless it's special circumstances. But that's why you see certain announcers be biased towards certain fighters. They got a relationship with them outside the ring. But just to answer a few questions. TBC and more. Peace.